Hey, and welcome back to Calorie Creations and Vlogmas 2025. I am back home after I was gonna say a weekend, but it was more than a weekend. It was a long weekend in Stockholm, working at Stockholm's Hundmässa. Per usual, I was totally shitty at actually recording stuff at the fair, at the exhibition. I did get some footage, but if you've seen those videos, the previous Vlogmas videos were from my time in Stockholm. Moving forward, I was very tired yesterday. The thing is, the hotel I was staying at, it had like paper thin walls, and also I had opted to have a room that was far away from the elevator because I know that there's usually quite a lot of ruckus and noise if you live close to the elevator. Tired arm. How should I do this? There's usually very much noise if you live close to the elevator, so I opted for a room that was far away from the elevator, not knowing that I was right next to the door that went out to the parking lots and like the parking area, also where probably where people went out to take a smoke or to let their dogs pee. I guess this was like on the third floor, so instead of taking the elevator down, you could go out on the parking decks. So there were people basically all the time going past my door and slamming the other door. Also, my neighbors on Saturday, their alarm started going off at 6 o'clock. Then they were snoozing for every 10 minutes until 7 o'clock. And I was like, okay, yeah, I was gonna go up at 7, wake up, so I had some extra time. But the night between Saturday and Sunday, their alarm went off at 2:40 in the middle of the night, and they started singing. Not like happy birthday or anything, I don't even remember, but they were singing. And I just, banged my hand into the wall like, shut up. I didn't scream, but that was my internal voice. So yes, I have not slept well during these days. Usually, it takes a while before you get settled. Sometimes when I stay several nights at a hotel, I sleep like a baby. I'm like knocked out and so sleep so well. Not this time. So I believe that's also why I'm like developing a cold sore here. That usually happens when I am sleep deprived and also, exposure to people and new environments and stuff. So yes, yesterday I was working, I had meetings and I had chores and I had stuff to do, but I decided to not record anything, just to take a chill day from that. I did record one thing because I was working for several hours setting up a course online, and when I went to save it, it hasn't been any issues at all previously. When I went to save it, it was like, no, sorry, we don't work anymore. So yeah, that was work undone. In a bit, I have a meeting. We're gonna be talking about upcoming presentation about cats, and we're gonna divide like what will be my topic and what will she be talking about. I kind of also need to start to dive into my planner for next year. I did finish editing the video of me setting up this planner, so hopefully I will have had the time and energy to create a thumbnail and a description and all of that, and it will be visible on my channel before this vlog goes live. But yeah, I'm just gonna flip it around and show you what has happened in this planner since that video. We have all of the stickers. I didn't add too much, I just added one sticker on the back here. But I have set up the inside, so we have a year at a glance here on 2 pages, 2 spreads I mean. I have my quarterly section. Then this will be like for Gantt project style, so I'll write like a project I'm gonna be working on, and then I can like color coordinate not to color coordinate, but I can block in like when am I going to work on different things, basically. So those are the quarters. Just have to write the little headline, I guess. Yes. Then we move on to the monthly spreads. And here's the thing. A planner hack. Don't make it too pretty. Because when I have done planners beforehand where I make it like super pretty and kind of perfect, then I'm like, oh, I don't have the correct pencil, I can't add this topic, I can't do this, I can't do it because, oh, I'm gonna ruin this with this, and I think too much. This is going to be like my work companion. I am going to use it, abuse it, you know. I don't want it to be perfect and pristine. Also, I didn't want to get, you know, issues with my hand just writing everything. So these are little stickers. This is from a washi tape. I purchased printable washi paper. I think I added that in a previous Vlogmas. So these are like habit trackers from Passion Planner. It's a free printable. So I just cut out that part that I wanted. So I have like habit trackers and it doesn't bulk up the planner too much. So far I've only started like making little color codes like this is events for my day job. I'm gonna start writing things in and adding things to the project planning system and stuff. And then for the next spreads I have like the monthly overview, and then it's gonna be like a running to-do list and perhaps like the focus of the month, something. This is like empty space, full of potential. I will not decide beforehand that these pages will only be used for X, Y, and Z, because then I won't use them. It's like, do whatever you want. No rules. Well, it should probably be connected to January, but you know. So same goes for February, and then we're March, April. Now I'm just showing the empty pages. We'll see. Yeah, so you see. Moving forward, I didn't print like habit trackers for the entire year because they didn't fit on one sheet. So I'm gonna print more of those. Also, which habits am I going to track? I don't know. That's probably gonna change from month to month, what's important for me. And then if we move forward, we have December, and then we have a quarterly overview for 2027. And we have a spread with competitions, like dog competitions for the spring of 2026. I just wrote down the ones that could be interesting to participate in. I will not be participating in all of these competitions, but, you know, just to have an inventory. This will be for the fall season. What else? I don't think I added anything else here. Perhaps I added like important info at the very last page. So these are like the spring term for my kids, for their school, and wish lists. I'm just gonna write down whenever like my kids say they want something, I can jot it down here and we can ruminate on those things. These are like suggestions of things I could add to this insert. So we have when did I last? So when did I last, I don't know, vacuum clean or air filter or clean my car or whatever. Oh, cleaning schedule, how fun. Monthly or yearly, weekly cleaning schedule. Yeah, like a suggestion how you could accomplish those things. If I am going to start doing some gardening this year, perhaps I want to, you know, have a schedule kind of thing, planning out those things. And I also thought that would be great to do as a Gantt thing, like where you plant the seeds and when you replant them and when they should go out, whatever. Weight log, I don't know if I'm gonna utilize that. Maybe, I don't know. I've lost 20 kilos. I'm kind of aiming for more, but it's from a health perspective and not like actual numbers and looks. And then we have the yeah, I forgot to show this in the other video. So it has a yearly overview. So I think I'm gonna write down like my goals for each month here. I don't know. But same thing goes here. I started writing out by hand, like all of the numbers. I then realized, oh, I bought these date stickers, so I could just use those and don't have to write it out. To be honest, I'm not totally in love with how it looks. I cut down a section to make it, thinner, not taking up as much bulk, and then I started cutting off the top as well. But it's the same thing here. I'm just gonna use and abuse this. I'm not aiming to make planner videos where everything looks pristine or, whatever. Here it's a bit off. So yeah, I think this will be a good thing for me to have already set it up and to not be bothered. I also have little tabs that, are misaligned, because that's a whole vibe. So that was the weekly insert, and then this is my commonplace journals. I've already started doing some research, taking some notes. The handicap principle, do you know what that is? Basically like peacock, that they could have these huge feathers, so they're like basically communicating that I am so cool, so I can have these huge feathers and still survive. This was a bit of research for the postgraduate degree structure. It differs between UK and Sweden, so that was interesting. I read a bit about the Doppler effect, especially with the sound. This was really interesting. There is a special kind of a fish that lacks hemoglobin, so the red blood cells. So that was really interesting. So ice fish, look them up. And we were moving on towards the 5th of November, and I was like, what's the story about Guy Fawkes again? I know, I've read about it, but I want to refresh my memory, so I wrote about that. And then these are notes from the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Beep. And I talked about this previously in some kind of vlog, and I finished the book. I since finished the book. I think it's an okay book. It has a lot of things I want to, how should I put it? Think about, basically. So these are the things that I would like to reread and be like, yeah, this is something I need to remember. And then I had my concussion, so I was writing up a little bit about what could you do while you're brain resting, what's going on, what are the supplements you could eat, and what visual vestibular exercises, so stuff about that. And that was the final entry for now. I have not done this little inbox kind of situation that I was planning on doing. I haven't done anything like a cover or something for my daily insert where I cut out the cardboard that was around this. But yeah, this is what my planner is looking like so far. I have this little writing board because that's like the downside of using a traveler's notebook, that when you have the inserts, sometimes it's a bit hard to write, and it's a good thing to have a little writing board to support your writing. I have not added anything to these small cards like I talked about in the previous video, like setting up. I'm gonna use this to put these dots for my commonplace planner, like what are the different sections, different topics. Perhaps I'm gonna write out like what should I do each week, and I could easily have corresponding, like for the weekly insert, just have I checked off all of these items, like have I done I don't know, nail trim, brushed my dogs, freshen up the aquarium, water my plants, stuff like that. So that was the final thing. What is this? Oh yes, it's from my aunt. It is a note from my aunt, so I just kept it in here. So that's my my planner for next year, and I'm just gonna add some stuff now because I have some projects coming up. So before my next meeting, I'm just gonna use some time to be more prepared for the upcoming year.